What is going on, my lovely friends? Candace B here. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. Welcome back to my subscribers and welcome to my new ones. How are you guys doing today? I hope you are doing great. I hope the sun is shining wherever you are right now. And today I am back with another account building video, just following this series that I randomly started. So just wanted to show you guys the trades that I have taken this week. And as a disclaimer, guys, just to let you know, if you didn't already know, this account build is just for fun. It's very casual, it's very laid back, it's very, just nice and smooth in terms of just the pace. I'm not trying to do a huge quick account flip. That's just not my style. So I'm sorry if you're expecting me to make a whole bunch of money in a little amount of time. It's possible, but I can't guarantee that that will happen. And yeah, I'm not, an expert trader. I'm not a mentor. I'm not a teacher. I'm not selling a course. This is just for fun. A lot of this is just for me as well, just holding myself accountable. If I'm doing it in front of a camera, it just helps me to be more disciplined, just take the best opportunities that I can take, as opposed to just getting in the market just because, I think I see an opportunity, just, crossing my T's, dotting my I's. And I encourage you guys all to do that. Anytime you trade, just take your time with it. Make sure you have multiple confluences. And that's all we can do as traders, and of course, manage our risk, of course. So that is number one always, and that's just what it is. So that being said, go ahead and hit that like button before we start this video. I would greatly appreciate it. Give a like if you enjoy these type of videos, just to kind of encourage me to keep making them. And also, while you're down there, you might as well subscribe and stick with your girl, see what happens with this account, see if I blow the account. Hopefully not. See if I could make some money with it. And yeah, that being said, let us get into this video. Alrighty guys, so it is Monday, August 23rd at 11:20 p.m. and I'm just waiting for midnight basically to execute some trades. I usually trade between 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. so definitely want to see if there's any opportunities. And I also do not trade on Mondays, so that's why I did not trade on Monday. I just waited till now to essentially look at the charts. And as you can see, just to review, guys, oh my gosh, so my bias was correct on that trade that I took last Friday, that first trade for this little account build. And yeah, so price did sustain this higher time frame support zone. And as you can see, if I go to the higher time frames, it's that area here where price has tapped a few times before. It sustained that area and it started bouncing up. Unfortunately, I just got unlucky and my stop loss was hit, but that's fine because price could have gone the other way and that would have sucked if I didn't have my stop loss. So I'm just gonna erase these things here. And as you can see, price has just been continuing up right now. Monday, well, essentially, yeah, I guess Monday at midnight, price was pushing up and my bias would definitely have been to take a long position. And although it would definitely have been a winning trade, I might have taken the trade at around 1 a.m. and my take profit would have essentially been hit. I would have, I prefer to stay out of the market, and I'm happy that I did because, my rules tell me that I cannot trade on Monday. So it's better, personally, I feel like it's better to stick with the rules and, not deviate from them. Even if that means you miss a little opportunity, there will be countless other opportunities. So hopefully there is one setting up right now. So I know that this trade that I took on Friday was kind of like a counter trend trade, but it was really because I was focusing on the higher time frames zones. But at this point, now we see some structure, which I'm happy about. So essentially price had rallied down to this area, created a double bottom, and now it's creating higher lows, higher highs, and it's moving up. And price has come back to this area and created a support zone right now. So I definitely want to see if we're going to continue bouncing off that. That would be lovely. That would be nice and simple. I love nice and simple trades. So that's what I'm looking for. Oh my God, I always do that. So basically, just to consider my confluences, I see that we broke this level here where price is going down. We've broken this structure, I should say. Now that we're going to the upside, so that's one confluence. We have higher lows, higher highs. That's the second confluence. We're on the 1 hour. So the higher the time frame, I feel like the stronger the bias. We have a double bottom, which is like a bullish confirmation. I think, yeah, pretty sure. Like a, what do they call it? A bullish trend confirmation? I don't know. Anyways, that's a third confluence. And so, yeah, pretty good confluences. And then we have the, you know, the break and the retest of this zone here. I can even move it to the side and kind of see that price has been tapping this area previously. And this was, you can kind of consider it as resistance at one point, and now it's a support. So yeah, but I like to keep my zones kind of clean. So yeah, I'm just waiting for price to start breaking above this level. If I start seeing after midnight that price is breaking above this area, then, you know, I will not hesitate to enter a long position. If there's opportunity for me to continue scaling up, I will not hesitate to, you know, put my first position in at break even, add another position, and kind of continue that. Bottom line is I always want my risk to only be 1%, no matter how many entries I have, whether that be 1 or 3 or whatever the case may be. That kind of rhymed. So yeah, we're still just waiting. 11:24 p.m. Still have some time to just chill out and watch the charts, and yeah, and then go from there. So hopefully we don't miss that momentum, and hopefully there is a momentum push. But this is pretty much when patience comes into play. That is the name of this game, is patience. Someone had asked me to give a little tutorial on Tradingview. It's pretty simple, but they asked me how I determined my stop loss, and to be honest, I just determined it by basing it off of structure. I like to always go for 20 pips, but I like that when my stop loss is kind of near, let's say, under a support zone or above a resistance. So I personally like that myself. Yeah, how I determined my stop loss, I don't know. I just chose 20 pips and I back tested it, and I made sure specifically that my reward was double my risk, at least double. So I always have a 2-to-1 risk reward, or 1-to-2 risk reward, whatever you want to say. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And some people notice when I do that whole negative 2R thing if I lose, or positive 4R if I win, because basically I actually got this concept from Rocks FX. You can check out his channel. Yeah, he uses kind of this concept, and how I interpret it is that for me, so if I'm risking 20 pips, that means 2R, like 2 risk, negative 2 risk. And since I'm going for 40 pip gain, that's plus 4 reward. So I just put plus 4R, negative 2R. Yeah, I don't know, I just liked it. That's kind of how I interpreted it. So that's why I use that, just to kind of give myself an idea of how many points or pips I'm gaining or losing. And that's that. But yeah, Tradingview is pretty simple. I saved some of these menu items on the side, and that's why you see this little menu thing on the bottom with my, basically my favorite tools, even though I still kind of go to the side by habit and choose these tools. But you essentially just put a star beside whatever you want, and then it goes on here. So for example, if I want to add fib retracement, I add this to favorites, and as you can see, it just popped up right here. So yeah, pretty simple. I always use this little cross thing to move around because I like to see, it shows me like the X and the Y axis for all those who remember high school math. X and Y axis shows me the date and time at the bottom, and then just where price is on the right side. And yeah, I use pretty much any tool I want. I also added my time frames to favorites, like the ones that I want to use. So I just use this little drop down here, put stars, and then now that's what I see here. So if I wanted to add 45-minute, I would do that, but I don't want to. Shoot, I don't know how to erase it. How do I erase it? Okay, wait, what? No, I don't want it there. Okay, I don't know how I did that. We're just gonna ignore the 45 now, because I do not know how to erase it. And I have my little journal here I made, my little trading journal that I made just for this account, small account build. And as you can see, I have my first trade recorded here. I like to keep a screenshot of like my chart before and after, so you can kind of see. Let me show you. Before, this is where I entered my long position, and the after was it hitting it and then continuing up. As you see, it's continuing up. So yeah, that's what I like. I'm definitely a visual person, and I just kind of write out my analysis. So yeah, for anyone who wants to do that, it is pretty simple for me to do. I just did it on, what is it called, Google Docs, and kind of made it colorful. All right, guys, so it is 12:23 in the morning, and as you can see, I have placed a long position on GJ, and so yes, this is what it looks like on MT4 right now. I am in a little bit of drawdown, but yeah, I hate MT4. Like, I don't like how it looks. I mean, like, I don't hate it in terms of the software, but I just don't like how it looks on my computer. Like, I don't know how to change it. It's not cute. So yeah, we just stick into Tradingview right now. Sorry if my voice sounds raspy, like, you know, this is my bedtime. Usually I take my entry, I set it, and then I go to bed. So that's what I'll be doing soon. But yeah, as you can see, my stop loss is just kind of under this low here that was made. And so hopefully that's a good spot. And if price is able to have enough momentum to break above this area, then my take profit should be easily hit. So fingers crossed on that. And as you can see, when you look left, there's just empty space. So hopefully once it goes above this area, or if it does, then it just kind of pushes up seamlessly. But we will wait and see. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you guys an update, and we will see how this turns out. Fingers crossed. Alrighty, so it is now 1:11. Oh my gosh, make a wish. I wish for prosperity and health and wealth on all of you guys who are watching, and your family and your friends, and my family and my friends and myself, just health and wealth and prosperity. So yeah, as you can see, price is pushing up very nicely. The 1 a.m. candle came in with a lot of momentum. I've just been editing a video for my second channel, just keeping myself, you know, busy while price is just doing its thing. So, you know, this is one of the reasons why I love trading, is like you can literally just set it and forget it, let price do its thing while you're doing other stuff. And as you can see, I also added a second position. So my initial position now is at break even, and my second position is now at 1% risk. So we are moving up pretty nicely. If it gets to a certain level, I will put my second position at break even and kind of continue that that pattern, add another position, etc., until, you know, we keep moving up. And then I will also be putting, you know, my first position in profits eventually. So that's pretty much how I scale out. Not too sure how other people do it, but this is what I've kind of been testing out. And so yeah, these are the times where I like to take advantage as well, when I know that price is going to have momentum. Of course it can pull back, you know, it could hit my stop loss, it is what it is, but at least my account is protected. But I like to kind of, you know, take advantage of these big moves. So hopefully price continues moving up in my direction. And I did check the news, but nothing is going on right now, which is not a bad thing, you know, just a lot of yellow folder news, not really much. I still like to kind of take a peek at, you know, news events, especially when it comes to GBP, Euro, because that's kind of correlated, and JPY. So we have this BOJ news. I go to the details and I just kind of take a scan, you know, what's the Bank of Japan saying? All right, so this news is about changing the price of goods and services purchased by consumers, excluding food and energy. You know, if the actual is greater than forecast, then it's good for the currency. These are just good things just to, I don't know, keep in mind, in my opinion. Let me refresh it though, because yeah, okay, now it says it. So it's gone up. I mean, that pretty much means that JPY would be getting stronger, but because this is yellow folder news, I don't know how strong of an impact. Clearly not that strong. If GBP is moving up, you know, it's still pushing up and we are bullish. But yeah, still good just to kind of take a peek at news events. I like to look at Forex Factory and just kind of scan through it. So, you know, if anyone's looking for a news site to look at trading news, then Forex Factory is pretty much the go-to. If you have any other websites or apps that you use or recommend, please leave them in the comment section down below. You never know who you can help out. We are all about helping people. So yeah, we'll see what happens with this pretty trade. I love pretty trades. Yeah, hopefully we continue up to at least this area. I'm assuming we're gonna at least get to this area. So I won't kind of push my luck at that point. I will be perfectly fine with exiting here, taking my profit here, and then whatever price does after that it is what it is. So yes, as you guys saw, I took a trade on Tuesday during pre-London session, as I always aim to do. And I decided to, you know, stack my trades and see where that got me. And I will show you an update on that right now because today's Wednesday. So I'm showing you my Tradingview, my before chart. So this is essentially where I entered my first trade. And, you know, I explained the reasonings, the confluences as to why I entered this buy. And this was my after. So before, after, before, after. This is why I honestly love keeping track of just like my charts and keeping a little URL, or what do you call it? Like a little link to them, you know, so I can go back and check them out. So yeah, basically, essentially what happened was price was pushing up, very lovely. I did enter more positions, and then you can see that price started kind of ranging, kind of started to wick in this area. And as you can see, this was my goal, was for my take profit to be hit around this area where previously price had pushed down from. But unfortunately, price had other plans and it ended up pushing down before that happened. The good thing is I managed my trade well. So basically the first position I put at first I put it at break even, but then I put it into profits. And my second position I put at break even. And then my third position, it still had that 1% risk. So that unfortunately was hit. But because my first position was already in profits, that essentially covered what I had lost. So after that trade, my mindset was pretty okay, you know, very neutral. I wasn't really upset at the fact that the stop losses were hit. You know, at the end of the day, I was sleeping when that big push happened and when the reverse happened. So can't do much about that, you know what I mean? I was sleeping. I was just happy that before I went to bed, I put that first position in profits and the second position at break even, because, you know, that really helped me. And really my only risk was that third position, and it was greatly reduced in terms of the risk. So that's all we can do is, you know, just manage our risk and be smart, especially when we're stacking trades and adding more positions and scaling out. So yeah, I am not expecting to do that often, but when I see the opportunity, I will definitely take it. So this morning I did take a trade as well. I wasn't home initially during 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. Well, was I home? When I got home and I was in bed, it was kind of around like 4:30. So I saw an opportunity, pretty much the exact same thing. Let me show you, why don't I just show you guys what happened? So essentially price faked out, it pushed down and it came right back up, as you can see. And then it started just respecting this support zone that we had, and it was just moving sideways. You can literally draw a box around it. And I know that my goal is to trade between 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. But because I was looking at the charts a little bit late, it was already London session, which I'm definitely not mad about trading during. And I felt very comfortable to actually execute this trade because I already was anticipating this. I already knew what was happening. I saw that the support zone here was being respected, so it was just a matter of time. If I was able to see a push up with momentum, I was going to take advantage. And sure enough, that's what happened. Price did, well, I can show you the after, but let me just show you the current chart. Price did end up pushing up here, which was a beautiful, beautiful trade. My take profit was just going to be at this area here, 151.176. But once I saw the momentum coming into the market, what I did was I put my stop loss at break even, and then I started moving my take profit. Basically, I didn't have a take profit. I just was waiting to see if we can tap here, which we did. And then I exited manually once price pushed above. And basically what happened was I had set this trade at 4:24 to be exact. If I look at my thing here, at 4:24 a.m. is when I took the trade. And I set everything up and then I went to bed. And when I had woken up around 9:30, I saw that price was really close to my my stop loss. It was really, really close to that area, but it did not hit it, thank goodness, because my stop loss initially was 20 pips. So it would have been 575. So it would have been right under here. My stop loss was just under here, and then price ended up pushing up from there. I just kept my cool in terms of my thought process. I did not, you know, quickly try to exit the trade, because at that point I was just like, if my stop loss is going to get hit, it's going to get hit. I'm only risking 1%. I decided to only take one entry because that's all it took, was one entry for me to recover all of my losses that I've taken basically from Tuesday and last Friday, that first trade. So that's the beauty of just risk management and having a higher reward than your risk. And so yeah, my risk to reward was, if I just move this back, let me just see what my risk to reward was with this new take profit. So my risk to reward was 1 to 2.5 basically. And usually my R&R is 1 to 2, but I took advantage of that that opportunity, just price pushing up. So essentially what happened, yes, here I could have taken my profit, which was where my initial take profit was, and I would have gotten my 2%, but I held it. And yes, price did push back, but I was anticipating that in some aspect, because if you can see right here, you know, with such a momentum push, it makes sense that price would pull back to at least create a new support. You know, at this point, price was resistance here once, twice, and then it broke above. And when it came back, it then tested this area as a support. And I consider this a minor support. So essentially any zone I draw on the smaller time frames, I consider that a minor zone, and any zone I draw on the higher time frames, I consider that a major zone, like a higher, you know, a stronger zone, if that makes sense. So yeah, so price pushed up, cool. And my take profit was hit, or I exited at that area here at 151.288, I believe. Yep. And then price continued up, and now it's pushing down. But at that point, I was very happy with my 51 pips. And some people might ask, well, Candace, why didn't you add positions like how you did before? My reasoning first was obviously because I knew that all it took was one win to recover all my losses and get into profit. But also because of the fact that I don't like to add positions when it's not my time to, like, it's not my trading time. So here you guys saw me adding positions during like 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. But here I took one position after 4 a.m. and I was good with that. I did not wake up at 9:30 and add more positions during New York. That's just not what I do. Like if this happened at 4, like when I entered my first position, then yeah, I probably would have entered maybe another position. But because this push up happened during New York, I was okay with just the one position and just seeing where it would take us. And so yeah, basically this was I can show you guys my before and after. So this was before, this was after. And you can see the time I published it. So 4:23 a.m. is when I published it. And then this afternoon at 2, because right now it's like 2:20, I posted my after screenshot. So what would I do now on my little cute little trading journal is that I just put win in here. I make it cute, I highlight it, I put it in green and bold, whatever. And then what I will do is that I didn't even tell you guys that this was actually a pending order. Yes, I remember. So this is, again, a good reason to have a trading journal, because I write my thoughts and sometimes I forget after. So I did set a pending order to enter a buy with stop loss at 1% risk, take TP at 2% reward if price hits 157.75. So that's exactly what it did. That's exactly where my entry triggered me in. And once I got triggered in at 4:24 a.m., price pushed up. So I'm just going to add to this. So price pulled back. Missing my stop loss only by a few pips before normal momentum around every 10 a.m. Push price up, and put my stop loss at break even as price continued up, eventually putting my stop loss into profits. And as you can see on my MetaTrader, well, this is the balance right now, 506.99. So as you can see here, this is the last trade I just took. Basically my stop loss was at 950, so it was almost 20 pips in profit. And then yeah, and then I exited at 151.288. So you can do the math in terms of whatever that is. You would just, I'll do the math with you guys, might as well. So how I would do the math to figure out what percentage of profit I was in is that I would just do 150.950, because that was where my stop loss was. I subtract the initial price, so 150.76, and so that's 174 pips. I multiply it by my lot size, which is 0.03, and that's $5.22 that I was in profit. At the time, my balance was 493, so I just divide that by 493 and times it by 100. I was in 1%, 1.05% profit. So hopefully that wasn't confusing. Slow this video down if it was. That's how I calculate my percentage. Yeah. So that's that. And then, yeah, so put stop loss at break even as price continue pushing up. Eventually putting my stop loss into profits at around 1% gain. And then ended up exiting at, what time did I exit the trade? Oh, it says on my Tradingview, this is the time that I exited the trade. So 2029, 7 hours ahead. So 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13 at 1:29 p.m. I exited this trade. So not long ago. And this was a almost a 3% gain. It was almost a 3% gain, but it wasn't. Wow, guys, sorry, I'm not too good at like going back and forth. But basically, this was my gain, 13.95. So if we divide $13.95 profits divided by 493 or whatever the amount was before times 100, yeah, it's about 2.8%. So yeah, that was my profit, and it's all good. And then I kind of put like my thought process. Happy with how I manage my risk and took advantage of GJ's momentum, as well as having the discipline to take what the market gave me and exit smoothly. So yeah, so now at this point, 506.99 is where we are at in terms of the account. So $6.99 divided by 500. We are up 1.39 or 1.4% on this account. Not too bad, seeing as we were in a deficit for a little bit between yesterday, which is Tuesday's trade, and last Friday's trade. All it took was one trade to get me back into profit. So I personally think that's pretty cool that all it took was one trade to get me back into profits. I hope my explanations weren't all over the place, but they might have been, so I apologize for that. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video and watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please let me know by smashing that like button. I would greatly appreciate it. Also comment down below and let me know your thoughts on the trades that I've been taking. Did you trade GJ? What were you looking for? Or what setups have you been looking for in other pairs? I would love to know. And last but not least, do not forget to subscribe so you know when I post another video. And in the meantime, feel free to check out any of my other videos on this channel and my other channel, Candace BTV, where I vlog and do other fun stuff and crazy stuff, you know. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are having a great trading week yourself. I hope you're hanging in there. I hope you are staying mentally healthy, physically healthy, spiritually healthy, all that good stuff. And I hope you have a phenomenal, beautiful, magnificent day, week, and life. Bye.